Hey there. Well, that was fun. Mainly because I've loved this song since the day I first heard it on the radio, which was back in 1960, probably 69. And I first want to address those of you that might think this is a one-hit wonder. Us oldsters, no, it's not. And if you're older like me, then you probably heard this song. So that right there is Clem Curtis. He was the lead singer until 1968 for the Foundations. They had a number of hits in Europe and the UK, and they were applauded because they were one of the few bands outside of the United States to successfully copy or maybe implement the Motown sound. And there are specific elements to that which we may discuss here and there when we talk about Mission Soul's performance of this. So Clem Curtis left in 1968. And then is Colin Young. Colin took over the duties right before they released this song, or recorded it, I should say. And it came out in the UK a little earlier. In the United States, it came out and debuted January 4th, 1969. It took a little time to catch fire, and by April, it was everywhere, absolutely everywhere. And it should be. It's an amazing song. So the important thing here is what is key to making this song pop like it did in the original. Well, there's two elements here in my mind. That's one, the vocals, and I'll explain that in a minute. And the second one is capturing the piano sound along with the brass. I kind of put them together because they work together throughout this song. I mean, almost line for line. So let's start out here, and then we'll talk about what Naces is doing. Okay, so I want to point out, and it's going to be hard to see because of all my nonsense going on here. Let's move forward a little further and see if we can get a better picture of the inlay. There it is. Okay, so Naces is in the inlay for what I believe is the reason of the brass section. They had a saxophone, they had a trumpet. I don't know if they had trombone or clarinet. I think it was a tenor sax and a couple of trumpets. But I didn't investigate any further than that. She's overlaying the brass section of this song. So that's why you're watching her play in this inset. Why do you build me a buttercup, baby, just to let me down, and mess me around, and the worst of all, you never call baby when you say the same, but I love you still, I need you more than anyone, darling. Do you hear how the brass and the keys are line for line, note for note? But I love you still, I need you more than anyone, darling. You know that I have from the start. So build me up, buttercup, don't break my heart. I'll be over at 10, you told me time and again, but you're late. I'll wait around then. Okay, let's talk about the vocals. Motown has certain elements to it that define it as Motown. I'm not going to tell you all of them because I'm not an expert, but I can tell you some of them. One of them is Motown is not just blues, and it's not just rhythm and blues. It's also gospel. It has a gospel element to it. And the gospel element becomes evident in the vocals. Most evident there. And that is because they use a lot of call and response. So by call and response, we mean, now this is an embellishment here, but let's go back a little bit. Okay, so they're going to say the line, let me down, and then they're going to say the line again in the same spot later, say you will. And you're going to hear the response. There's the call, which is the initial singing of the line, and the response, which is timed to answer. So here we go. Yeah, the line was worst of all. Okay, so that is an example of call and response if you don't know what that is. Now, also the embellishments of it's kind of like a choir backing up a lead solo gospel artist. All right, if you've ever been to church and you've seen someone sing an anthemic hymn, and the choir's in the background, they're adding embellishments. A great example of that is I Want to Know What Love Is. The last part of that song, when the choir comes in and they're singing to back up Graham on the vocals, and it's amazing. It's an amazing song, and it's made amazing because of the choral gospel effect, and that's a big part of Motown. So you'll hear a lot of that whenever you hear any Motown song, call and response. Now, the next thing is what Stacey's doing, and that's the tambourine. That's also an essential part of Motown, believe it or not. You will hear the tambourine in just about any song that's classified as Motown.
Time and again, but you're late. I wait around to the door. I can't take anymore. It's not you. You let me down again. Hey, baby, baby, try to find a little time, and I'll make it happen. I'll be home. I'll be beside the phone waiting for you. So why do you build me a buttercup, baby, just to let me down, mess me around in the worst of all. You never call, baby, when you say you will, but I love you still. I need you more than anyone, darling. You know that I have from the start. So build me a buttercup, don't break my heart.
Now, they've got a lot of echo on her voice, and I guess it's okay. I've always heard the vocals a little bit punchier, but it works.
If you just let me know, although I'm attracted to you all the more. Why do I need you so? Baby, baby, try to find a little time, and I'll.
See how the song just makes you want to sing along with it? I mean, everybody that has listened to this song or one like it, you know how it is. You got to know what the words are, right? Because you've got to sing this.
I'll make you happy. I'll be home. I'll be beside the phone waiting for you. So why do?
Okay, so that's, I was waiting for that. So Young has this voice where he belts that Y out. It is such a punch. And for 13 years old, Stacey nails it.
So why do you build me a buttercup?
Now, he's got a rougher voice, but, I mean, that's his voice, right? To get that roughness down in there, that's going to take some time. She gets a little older, she'll be able to do that.
Baby, just to let me down, mess me around in the worst of all. You never call, baby, when you say you will, but I love you still. I need you more than anyone, darling. You know that I have from the start. So build me a buttercup, don't break my heart.
And there's the modulation at the end of the chorus. And Stacey did that so well. I didn't go back far enough, sorry.
So build me a buttercup, don't break my heart. I need you more than anyone, baby. You know that I have from the start. So build me a buttercup, don't break my heart.
And ending a song that just runs out, you know, most songs back then were, you know, they just played off into infinity as the record came to an end. And finding a good ending for that song is paramount because you're going to play it live. Flipping the sticks, young man. You almost made a serious error in your Boston tune. And I saw him catch that, and I was so relieved. I can imagine them having to do everything over again because they nailed that performance. And they nailed this one. I love this song. Another iconic song. And the foundations are in the history books of rock and roll forever because of just that one song. Yet they've had several. But most people remember them for this song. So most people assume they're a one-hit wonder. And that happens a lot, actually. Because the 60s was just full of 2.5-minute bangers on the radio. You know, the top 40 played every hour. That's how I learned to play guitar. I didn't have a record player. I just turned on the Zenith radio on my headboard of my bed and sat down with my guitar and waited for the song to come around again every hour. Or maybe every half hour, depending on how popular it was. Dad's mixing here was great. Again, I think maybe a little less echo on the voice, but I think that'll happen live. I enjoyed this very much. Tell me what you thought of it in the comments, please. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe on the way out if you haven't already, and you can support this channel by buying me a cup of coffee over at cupofcoffee.com. That's where that is. Thank you for being here and watching this with me. Thank you for all your kind comments in the last video and in all the videos that we have done. I really appreciate your support, and I appreciate it when you help me out by pointing things out that I've missed, and I'm going to miss a lot. And I just hope that you have a great rest of the week ahead of you, and I will see you later. Bye now.